Thanks for joining us in our live stream today from Firaxis Games. My name is Pete Murray, and I'm joined today by Civilization Beyond Earth co-lead designer David McDonough. Thank you guys for coming out for our stream today. We've got a couple of quick things to talk about before we jump into the game that we're playing today. First of all, it's been almost a week since the game launched at this point, and I wanted to let you know that we've gotten a lot of feedback from everybody on the internet, in our communities, and the team is listening to that. And right now they're working on a patch. We'll have more details about that as it comes, and we'll continue to share that with you, but we thought you guys would like to hear that. Also, one other thing real quick, if you see this awesome Lego unit on the desk right here, this is actually the team present for the guys who completed the game that we got as a studio gift here at Firaxis. It was designed by Firaxis team member and master Lego designer Andy Clark. And right now it's up for voting on the Legos Idea website. So if you go to ideas.lego.com/projects/83016, and we'll link that in chat at some point, you can go there. If you vote for it, if it gets 10,000 community votes, Lego will consider it for production. So if you want a piece of Beyond Earth in Lego form, go ahead and check that out. That's pretty cool. So what we're going to do on today's stream is we're actually going to pick up and we're going to continue with a save game that we started on launch night. And this was really cool. We did a worldwide live stream starting with the unlock time in Asia. And then our partners in Europe, Writing Bull and guest Christian Weigel, played it out some more. And then finally the save game was picked up by David Hinkle and Stephen Reed out at 2K in California. And the reason we're going to continue with this one is because this is progressing a lot farther than my Brasilia playthrough was, and frankly it's a lot more fun for me than trying to fight out of the miasma like we were back at that point. So let's go ahead and we're going to jump into the game now. And coming back in, we'll head over and we'll check out our capital. So this has been kind of a fun game. We started out here with the capital city of Launchfest. We expanded out to our second city of Firaxicon. We've got some other cities that were added over the course of the evening. Here's Hinktopia. Thanks, Dave. We've got Control-Alt-Delete, clearly celebrating the new start in our Supremacy affinity. We've got Bullopolis, which looks like the former capital of the Pan-Asian Cooperative, now under new management. And we have the Protectorate of Sealand on its own little coast tile out here. These guys actually have an alien nest as well, too. So I didn't actually see how David and Stephen played this one out, so I'm going into it a little bit blind today. But I do know that we are at level 7 Supremacy. We're probably going to pursue a Supremacy victory itself. Dave, we're going to build the Emancipation Gate and go back to Earth at some point. So that'll be what we'll push out towards today, I think, as a goal.
Sounds good.
So we've got a few options. Interestingly enough, an ancient tomb has materialized here. That's pretty cool as well. We're being prompted for production in the city of Sealand here. Now, I don't think we're close enough to a trading partner to maybe build a trade depot right away, but there's probably something that we could build in here that would be pretty decent. So good coastal tile. Let's see what let's go into the city and see what the yields look like around it. We zoom in a little bit here. So plenty of opportunities for energy development. We've got a, should we pick up this tile here? What's our, we only have 51 energy and it looks like we're actually losing energy. So maybe we should find something to offset that real quick.
Do you have any energy producing buildings?
Let's see right now.
Reactor? Territory is never going to have that much in the way of access to sort of heavy land,
right?
Production producers. So if all else fails, you could pick a few things that give it a few more points of production, so it can build a little faster.
Well, the recycler might not be bad because that would give us food and production from. Production would be good.
Mm-hmm. Food too.
Food as well. We've got a trade route going with it, so that could potentially give us a production boost as well too, and it's only one turn to complete, so we'll go ahead and we'll pick the recycler to start with. Got a unit who needs orders. Okay, we've got a trade vessel that looks like it's ready to go. Let's look at the trade routes. Let's see, we've got a pretty decent energy and science route out to Sviatol there. We could do that. Since we could certainly use the energy and the science, that might not be a bad idea. Otherwise, we could kind of pipe it back internally, but I don't know that we need the production.
Are you planning to be upset with Kozlov anytime soon?
Well, let's see. Actually, I'm not sure how we stand with Kozlov right now. Let's go ahead and we'll bring up diplomacy. Guarded.
It says, let's see, you do share the same affinity. You are spying on them, but, you know, who isn't?
Yeah, well,
Spy and spy alike.
Diplomacy by other means.
I think of all of the, having the same affinity is probably pretty good, especially in the late game. If you can't count on people who share your affinity to at least not go to war with you when you're trying to win the game, you're in real trouble. So maybe trade art would be a good way to start to repair relationships.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll do that.
Plus, you really need energy.
Plus, really need energy. Yep, so that's as well too. And off he goes. All right, so that's taking care of that. Units, let's see. We've got some aliens wandering around up here, but I'm not too concerned about that. These guys are building a gene smelter. It's interesting. What else is in the city here? Okay, they've got a pharma lab.
It's brand new.
Yeah, all right, let's bring up the production queue real quick. Okay, so he's got a gene smelter, a feedside hub, a cider nursery, a clinic, a gene garden, and an old earth relic.
That feedside hub is a fairly expensive building to be so high up on the queue.
Yeah, actually, we could move the relic up.
Yeah.
And put the feedside.
Put the relic and then the cider nursery.
Yep. And then we'll deprioritize the feedside hub a little bit. And then the gene garden, I think that'll be a pretty good direction to go. Let's see, over here in Bullopolis, this is pretty good. So he's got an auto plant with specialists. He's got mass digester working. He's got the extra energy from the, here's the thorium reactor. So that is producing some energy in that city itself. Quite a bit going there. And Launchfest. What a great city. And I actually saw that we're working on a wonder as well too. So that's very positive. Quite a lot of wonders here, actually. Promethean. Oh, they got the Promethean. I like that one. Markov Eclipse, Gene Vault, Copper Lodge is constructed as well too. And some good specialist buildings, but no specialists working them right now. Would it be worth pulling maybe this guy out off that part? We've got one unemployed citizen. We're going to drop him in off the energy production a little bit too. This site is locked. This site is locked. That's probably okay. So Firaxcon is also working on the Cynosure. That's 26 turns away. Wonder if we could, well, this is supposed to be our science city, so we don't want to overemphasize production. And he's got 2 workers going in the auto plant as well too. Although, might be better to have those guys working in there at some point. Well, let's see. Cynosure is, let's see where Cynosure is on the tech web real quick. So Cynosure is down here in synthetic thought. That's a pretty high supremacy target. So probably who else could reasonably be expected to be researching that right now? Potentially Kozlov would be going for that.
Was higher than you on Supremacy.
Yeah, which is kind of concerning. Because we do want to start moving quickly in a direction where we're going to be able to finish, start building that gate and send those units through. All right, let's take a look at covert ops real quick, see where we stand. Okay, they've pulled everybody back to work on the national security project for propaganda. I feel like there are better uses of agents. I like that they're recruiting defectors in Citadella, so that's good because we can always use those guys. For that, we've got a counterintelligence officer working in Launchfest.
Yep.
But would that be better? I think what we should do is we should put somebody in Firaxcon as the primary science city to prevent tech from being stolen out of that. Would that be advisable?
Well, I mean, it will definitely be helpful if you're really concerned about that. But you have very little overseas operations going on. It's kind of hard for you to tell what other people are up to and whether or not their covert ops are a threat to you.
All right.
Frexicon has got 0 intrigue, so you know there's nothing going on, at least right now.
Okay.
You'll see at least a little bit of flicker there before they get good enough to steal tech.
All right. So we'll hop over to the.
Some intrigue going on there. So
Yeah,
if not
maybe
you, then somebody's.
Maybe assign an agent over there.
At least go see what the nightlife is like in Liqueur.
Yep, exactly. So let's see what else. We got then 3 agents working on propaganda. I think we're going to switch our project over to.
You want to finish that wonder faster.
Yeah, let's do that.
So then maybe you should leave.
All right.
The
So
other
our
ones
health
around.
dropped from 16 down to 8. I still feel like that's a positive of 8 health is pretty solid for right now. We can offset that with buildings if we need to. And all right, well, let's see what happens. Oh, interesting. Well, Kozlov and the ARC always get at it at some point, especially if they share a border. That's what it always seems to me. We have no interest in this. 2 of you should make each other weaker. That would be fine with me. All right, we've got some concealment over there. Oh no.
No, so it's the Bite Geist. It's the other one. The other high-level supremacy one here.
Yeah, that would have been nice to have.
Well,
Alright, so we've got Zeitgeist under construction, we've got detected aliens, we've got who's traveling, Sunisher still 26 turns away. Good heavens.
I wonder if your national security project change has kicked in yet.
Probably not. No,
Not yet,
it's got
so
one more
we
turn.
Yeah, don't know what
We've got an idle agent. So we can ramp up to Steel Science. That would be pretty good and keep cramping their style. That'll also get us protogenetics online faster.
Yep.
All right, so we'll try that.
Sure, you wouldn't rather have a network first. I mean, I know the intrigue is high enough, but
yeah.
no, you're
No,
fine.
I think I actually do. Let's see what's going on.
It's a high-powered agent. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, and it's 9 turns. If we need to establish network. Oh, interestingly enough, just sending out another colonist. Interesting. Wonder what all's right on the borders with Freeland. I bet they're pushing borders with each other there. All right, so we need to go back to Sealand. Sealand has finished building there. We need to pick a new production opportunity for this. Water refinery gives us food and production from water tiles. That might be useful as well too.
Yeah, I would say so.
Get Sealand ramping up a little bit faster. Why is this guy offshore? Offshore there. Just so you're a little bit safer. We do have an alien nest in our territory, which would be cool. That would potentially spawn a friendly alien. I would like that very much. We've got some space as well too. I feel like we need to get some eyes on what's going on up there too. I saw we have a cruiser that we're building here in Hinktopia. When Control-Alt-Delete or Bolopolis get running up a little bit more, maybe we should send another explorer up and check out up there again too. Might be time to expand again.
Yeah. I'd say there's a lot of the map that seems like it's still pretty dark, even 200 turns in. You know, you may never really get around to using it, but
Activated, let's go. We do know we this way. Put it there. Let's put the Cinder on Fortify. We need to choose production for Launchfest. Now this is always really interesting. I always feel like the Kavithan Protectorate, and we've got a Wonder under construction, so I'm not sure what our best. Again, I don't know if this is the best. Building a cell cradle is the best for here because we do have a big population.
But look at how few specialist slots you're using compared to your land.
Yeah.
It's kind of saying, the governor's saying that that's just not as valuable. So adding more specialist buildings, you know, you're only going to make so much use of them at this point.
And I guess the question becomes pulling, well, so we've got the virtue that gives us additional energy from specialist slots as well too. So for every one of these guys that we pull off the line, we get 2 energy in addition. So that potentially makes these these guys working these 4 water tiles, we could reassign them, and that would be.
Yeah, but it depends on what you want. Like those guys working water tiles are pulling in 2 food, sometimes 4 food a turn.
Yeah.
Like you got to feed the city too, to keep it growing. So
25 is a good size.
That's enough, children. All you people in Launchfest, just
all right,
cut it
fine.
out.
So
no more people here.
let's actually, we'll go ahead and we'll queue up.
You could definitely use a few more folks.
Use a few more boats. I feel like we could use some more workers actually. If we drop back, we have quite a bit of undeveloped territory down here too, and we're working on protogenetics, which gives us culture from the academy. So you know, yeah, I think we need a worker.
It's probably a good idea. I would say buy one, but your economy is in shambles, sir. It's not really. It's just you don't have much of a stockpile. And to be frank, if you're making a victory run, having a reserve of maybe 500, 600 energy at minimum is pretty important, because that will get you 1, maybe 2 emergency purchases in the places that you need them if you get sort of surprise attacked by somebody who doesn't want you to win the game.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of military units up here too. Left over. Real quick. Looks like kind of the Liberation Army that took Bolopolis under the previous management have kind of come back. Actually, we've got some let's walk these cinders out to the edge of the map here, and then all right. So we're going to bring worker over there and have him get started. Let's go ahead. I don't like automating sea exploration. That's fine. Okay, I've got a cruiser ready to go here.
We're going to check across the ocean there and see if it's good expansion site.
Yeah, I just don't want to run into any Kraken. That would be unadvisable. So we've got some additional options for buildings in Hinktopia. I don't know that we need a surveillance web or a water refinery. Population of 12. Actually, we need a worker here too, because all of these paddocks are undeveloped, and there's undeveloped. Geez.
Your worker coverage is very slight. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Interesting. I actually think queuing up another worker here, just getting those guys out and going, would be highly advisable. Is this worker working? Who works the workers? Why did it do that? That was silly and unnecessary. All right. Oh, recruit defectors. The agent escaped. Defectors are in Launchfest. All right. So we did get some defectors, but this agent was detected. So they have escaped. That's good, but it might be worth reassigning them. So let's see. Those defectors came from. Where was our agent working? Citadella.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that'll be up a little bit, and unfortunately, being detected is going to make it a little bit tough. But we'll send somebody back out there. Go. Choose production for Launchfest again.
The workers are building in one turn.
Yeah. So we've got the basic infantry unit that we can load up. We can start getting some needle jets in place. It might be pretty handy to have up as well too. Still not enough to get one of the orbital units up and running. I wonder, let's see, 2, 3, 4, or no, 1. Yeah, that might just be workable eventually by Sealand. That would be really, really tough. So we could queue up another colonist, and we could put a colonist kind of in this middle territory here. Again, with the 20, well, it's 2 turns away from growth, so Stopping growth now might not be the best possible idea. So I'm open to suggestions.
Well, I think that workers and your explorer plan are definitely good. I mean, more than one worker for each city is probably a good idea, given that you have these large cities that are barely using their terrain.
Yeah.
And since they're so cheap,
Yep.
you can always disband them if you find out you build too many.
All right. So we've got a. Let's see. We need something in Sealand. Sealand just getting up and running. That's ready for something as well too. It's always interesting hopping into a game that you started and somebody else continued. The challenge is definitely there. We're positive 11 health. That's really positive. Probably don't need. Well, let's see here. Trade depot. Again, I'm not sure who's within range, but it might be interesting to try to figure that out. Geez.
If you want to find more people to well, first of all, there's no range to trade. I mean,
Right.
It's just how dangerous is the route and what kind of things are you going to get. And based on the trade options you saw on the other side of the map with your trade cargo vessel, you only have a few. So I'm going to recommend again ships and explorers. You need to kind of find out where everyone is, see who you can trade with, see what their strengths are, and
Okay.
figure out what's worth doing.
Sounds good to me. All right, so we've got a cruiser here. Actually, let's take a look at these workers. He's constructing a terrascape. That's he's constructing a terrascape.
Are they automated?
I don't know.
I think they are. Yes, they are.
All right. Well, tell you what.
Just starting one.
Well, it's 2 turns from completion.
Might as well let them finish.
All right, hang on a second. Let's get a worker off.
That one's just starting.
Okay. All right, you have better things you could be doing than building a terrascape. Let's see, right here, we've got a floatstone quarry, so that's okay. You can go. Actually, I like the idea of having some academies in place. I know. Wrong unit. Worker, you go there. It's all right. Oh, I hate having to shoot the wildlife, but I'm afraid if I don't, he won't attack my trade units because they've got the ultrasonic fence guard. Might be, let's see, this hasn't been explored yet. We can definitely do that. Wouldn't be an issue. All right, and this guy, we'll get him over here working as well.
Mm-hmm. I think Launchfest territory is pretty good. It looks like Fraxicon and that other one are the ones that are a little light.
Yeah. Here we've got the Overseer. Put him back on Fortify. The Cinder, we're walking him out to the point. Let's see if there's anything there. This worker's ready to go. And then start next turn. All right, now we're ready to keep exploring. Oh, there's the petroleum. There's a lot of things, actually, over here. Yeah. I think it's Brazilian. Yeah. Oh, no, Australian? Oh, yeah. Okay. Do I have moves left on this guy? Yeah, he has 1 move left. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move over here. Alien Hive. Good. Solid. This is unacceptable. Oh, I'm sorry. We deep. Sorry, I spied on him. Which I think is an important difference.
The easiest way to win the game is to write the rules.
Excellent.
Okay, so you got your
Biology is entropy. Why choose chaos when the path to eternity lies at your feet?
Got Supremacy level 9.
All right, that's good. We can start working on that. We'll go ahead and we'll upgrade this guy to this one. That Sea Dragon's moved off. Oh, hello. shoot this guy. Got some upgrades available. This guy can send in real quick. Oh, this is, I really like when you start getting into this phase. So we can go with plus 20% when next to the friendly unit, or 30% when attacking wounded units. I like this one. I feel like Supremacy really specializes in shooting somebody and then using everybody else to finish them off. So I will do that.
Sounds good.
We have the Educator on hand. This is, let's see, last time we picked plus 20% against land units. So they're clearly going in this direction. So again, plus 30% when attacking units. I think we'll do plus 20% when next to friendly unit. Really play up kind of the figural nature of Supremacy.
Plus it's an artillery unit.
Yeah,
More likely
yeah,
to
it's not
well
going to be
deployed.
out by itself. All right, and we really want to keep pushing on Supremacy as a direction. So we've got hypercomputing available, and
Oh, you've got the research.
we've got the research for it,
The
but
other
we're
two
not,
are available.
not quite there, yeah. We could go to neural uploading, which would advance us pretty far down Supremacy and give us access to the Angel, although we don't have quite enough Phyraxite to be able to take advantage of that. There are some other pretty cool things up here that I'd like to look at. I like social dynamics for a few reasons. One of them, we don't really need it in this case for the health bonuses. The Soma Distillery is pretty amazing in that respect. But Euthenics and the Human Hive might be kind of handy to have too, especially if we're going to start, if we want to cap. We also have collaborative thought over here in the Precog project, like health and culture one.
Yeah.
And that would help on the defensive side of things, so that's probably where we'll head. We could also build the Neural Lab and a Hollow Suite. That would help Phyrexicon. Oh, and we actually couldn't build the Academy yet, but that's fine by the time we
Definitely
get
want
those
to add
workers and that.
Plus, added together, their turn cost is less than just social dynamics alone.
Yep. All right, so we will return to the map. This cruiser still has room. We're just going to move past this guy here. We've got an explorer who's ready to go. Rather than embark them, I'm just going to have this guy scoot all the way up here by land. Cinder, we need a fortify. We've got we'll start constructing there. We're ready to continue. Might be worth scooting in and scooting out a little bit. On the coastline there a little bit. Don't see anybody over this way.
Plenty of aliens up there.
Yeah, well,
Probably why nobody's settled.
yeah, works for us. We'll just,
As long as they stay there, then nobody else is going in.
yeah. All right, and now we're ready for our next project over here. And again, lots of options. Brand new city, clinic. That's only one turn to build. There's probably better things we could build. Set a nursery. We don't need because that's food for the marsh, although that's a nice cornucopia of things. The auto plant, there's an internal trade route and some production as well, but we don't have the engineer specialists for this. Actually, do we have? Okay, we've picked up that tile.
Only 7 citizens, so this is going to be a good spot for a specialist because there's only so much you can do with water terrain,
Right.
without being able to improve it. And this city's gonna, it all is basically the same, like it's all the same yields. So I would definitely invest in specialist buildings in this city, and I would prefer the growth and health ones first to get it big enough to use them.
Okay, so we've got, let's see, what are some of our growth and health ones here? We've got cider nursery is not available to us right now. We've got,
Well, the vivarium, of course, is growth.
right, but that I feel like that's most effective when you've got adjacent desert that you can.
Right before you do the growth, the health stuff.
Okay.
But the health buildings are, there's abundant, you have 4 options. They're all
Actually, gene smelter would be good. That's straight up for health, and then science specialist slots too. So the only issue is that 6 turns away. It's a bit far off. It's fine. I think it'll return usefulness fairly quickly. And where else are we ready for production here? All sorts of options. Saber's ready for construction, but it requires 4 Phyraxite. We have plenty of siege units. I don't know that we need a saber right now, necessarily.
It's not until you get your worker fleet to get some of those frags in your control.
All right, so actually, we'll queue up another explorer, start exploring up north, and then maybe we'll use some of these military units to start getting up and going. Okay, I thought we had workers ready to go to build academies. We don't. We're a few turns away from that. We'll go ahead and route these guys up here to start working on these tiles. All right, this explorer is in position. Go ahead and have him start investigating the ruins. That guy has moved this turn. Let's go ahead and we'll start positioning some of our military units up this way. Start sending some ranged units up to help out. We're having an educational conference, if you will. Out in this neck of the woods. So we've got some cinders that are ready to deploy. These guys are on the coast. Let's go ahead and actually decisive victory. I like that. That's a victory. This is a win now. Let's see, we got some additional units. I think we don't want to pull too much. Oh my gosh, we're doing well with military units here. Start. I don't think we're ready to move all the way up, but we will get them. Away from sea land. Why did they build so many siege units?
Well,
I'm really
for city
curious.
conquest.
Well, yeah, but so many of them. One would think they didn't like the other people on this planet.
Maybe they assumed that the invading army would suffer a bit more than it did.
Maybe.
Oh,
Oh, interesting.
something terrible has happened to
Your
your
colony is
energy.
running a negative budget.
How did you start to lose so much energy? Did your trade route get sacked?
I don't know. Don't recall getting a warning
Siphoning
for that. Okay. Rats.
Bonjour, mon ami.
Stop these covert operations at once.
I think not.
Oh, well, guess what? And unfortunately, that's really interesting. Okay, so what could we do to up some of this energy production?
Well, why don't you look at the top bar and see what's costing you so much?
Let's see here. Because of the glare in this room, I'm actually...
Mostly unit maintenance.
Oh, that's probably it.
Building
Running the
maintenance.
defectors, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, you're not getting very much from trade routes. That would be a way to improve this, but it's mostly, I think, your standing army's too big.
All right, well, let's put the standing army to use then. Well, let's see over here. I don't know that we want to reassign any workers necessarily. This is currently, let's get this focused on. If we focused on, those unit promotions kind of murdered us for, Sonashir is only 18 turns away. That's pretty solid. So probably upgrading all of those missile rovers to I want to disband them necessarily. What we're doing for trade routes here. Let's see, 1 out of 3. Oh, 0 out of 2. 0 out of 0. Okay, so we could certainly be doing more. Add to queue. Actually, let's not just do add to queue. Let's turn off the queue for a moment. Change production. Turn those to trade vessels. And then we'll queue up. Let's see. And queue another trade vessel. All right. That will help significantly. Launch Fest. Again, 1 out of 3 trade units. We'll go ahead and we'll add. Oh, queue was off. Let's see. Nope. Queue trade vessel. There we go. All right. Phyrexicon needs trade vessels. We'll make them after the sun is shore. Utopia, Bullopolis, 0 out of 3. We're going to have it on the trade vessels. I'm actually going to bump up the priority of these trade vessels too. Control-Alt-Delete doesn't have a trade depot. Sealand does. We'll give it some trade vessels as well. We will prioritize down Gene Smelter. All right. Let's see if that makes a difference.
Yeah, we need to do more than that. I don't think you're going to get out of having to disband a few things just because how expensive everything is.
Well, let's see what happens if we... what could we afford to disband here? Well, how many missile rovers does a man need?
Yeah.
I really think we could probably drop 2 of these guys and see what happens here.
Yeah, I think so.
So that'll be 14 energy. Stop.
Well, then you got back.
I know, but it's still negative 31. Oof.
So it's 5 per.
Yeah.
So you're doing pretty well on that. The ships you recently added are probably a big part of it too.
Yeah, but I wanted to explore.
You do, and you are. You just don't quite need such a big land army.
I don't think we need an overseer. I know that's not going to be a huge cost. Profit, cavalry units are just, the speed is so valuable, especially for up here. I don't think I want to do that high. Up a bit. So we're positive 42. I'm going to have to move this explorer back and have him work on the side. Yeah. So he doesn't get hit. Let's see. This educator up here. Let's get, it's a little risky moving him off the coast, but next
You're okay.
turn. Closer to the city. We'll get the sender up top. Disciples got some movement still. There. This city needs workers as well too. Good heavens, we're so underworked.
Getting your workers out there and making your terrain better will also help with your energy problem.
That will. That didn't help matters either.
The terrascape,
Yeah.
having those, that's pretty high maintenance.
All right.
If
Well,
building those, I mean, they're great. Like, their yields are very powerful, one of the best improvements you can make, but you need to have a really great energy infrastructure to support them. So, we've got a few, maybe some of that empty space out there would be a good spot for a generator or two.
yeah. Let's see what we can. So we've got some guys going here. Wants me to build a farm there. I do want to say build some academies over here. Costs associated with those, but I don't want to start spamming generators when I think we can do okay with some of the trade routes.
Yep.
Same token, when are you getting out to there? I want you to go. This guy.